Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... It's been 4 weeks since we watched a Blues Pops episode, actually. Quite a significant time. So, just as well as somewhere in the rotation, I was like, okay, well, I better put this one in. Got a couple of other things in mind, but for various reasons they could not happen today. But that's not really too much of an issue. Today we're out for efficiency because yesterday was a disaster. Today we're going to be probably more efficient anyway because I've got no guests. So that's one thing. I have no guests to slow me down. So so I suppose I suppose we shall just begin. There's not much. You've read the description of this and the title, so I guess you all know what we're going to get in for. Bon has already established that he's going to have a cat pun filter for this stream, or I guess at least a counter, most likely. But something along those lines, which will be good to know. I'm sure that if someone really wants a project, they can do like a cat pun edit of this. But I'm not going to ask anyone to do that. Well, thanks the other session with Outer Space anyways, done like 4 episodes not on Earth. Yeah, well, I mean, compared to the ratio of episodes that are on Earth, not too many. But yeah, I mean, honestly, in the words of renowned scientist Mark Edward Fishback, space is so cool. So not really worried too much about that one. That being said, in the past, I suppose, Elo's not been happy herself with how the space episodes have turned out. But I'm curious about the moon one specifically, actually. Now that I've realized something, they have like cats and the moon together. You think if they had a fiddle and a cow in there, they've got a nursery rhyme. That's something. But I guess they already did the Rhymeland one, so never mind. All right then. So yeah, indeed, no guess. Womp womp. Womp womp is correct. Okie dokie. Well, I guess there's not much else to say there because again, not much else is going on. So let's go. Oh yeah, Bon is correct. I can't put it on the screen right now because I've got different tab open. We need addition a spoon though. That is correct as well. That's what was saved the day ultimately. But no, we instead of addition a spoon and a cow and a fiddle, we have a cat and a moon and the Blues Pops. So it's how the way things go sometimes. So we're gonna start this. And I'm going to immediately mute the video because last time I got copyrighted immediately thanks to the intro. So, oh, never mind. Okay, you're right. I lied. I have a guest now. I have one guest to slow me down. All right, here we go. A wild guest indeed. Yes, exactly. All right. Let's get through the intro. So it's bam, 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 boom, 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 boom. Wait, I could do it better.
Is that the right way? What's that? Yes, the right direction. Blues Pops. Boom.
Right, there we go. Enough of that. Oh, Aiden's here. Perfect.
Hi.
Timing.
So, also, Jacob, about the minigame thing, which I need to work on skins for you guys tonight if we do the minigame tomorrow.
For the context of the viewers right now, I suggested that at one point we do a minigame of some kind in Minecraft as our Quest the Rising Sun characters to the server. It was Aiden's idea originally, but I put it in the server, and that's what he's talking about now. Okay, continue.
Yeah, so I need to make the skins tonight. Which, making Doc... I mean, Doc will be a little bit difficult because white hair and texturing white hair is really annoying.
Don't 3 characters have white hair?
Yeah, but
campaign?
I don't know if BB said she's gonna join. Which I mean, I'll make a Barbara skin if she'll say she'll join. But oh wait, did she say?
It'll be good to like have them in reserve anyway, just in case.
I mean, right now it's gonna focus on making KW and Doc, and then Your
Oh, we got one more
character.
white hair character then.
Yeah, no, but here's the problem with KW's character. Her skin is white, like literally white,
Oh yeah,
and her hair is also
she's
literally
a pale
white.
orc. She's a pale orc, so yeah.
Yeah, but like, how I need to make her skin a slightly different white from her eyes, like her eye whites. I also have to make her hair a slightly different white from her eyes and from her skin tone. How am I supposed to design that? I have to like literally get like different shades of white for each to make it actually not blend in together, because her face will look really weird by Minecraft standards, if I just go with standard white for all of them. Like her eyes are going to look like she just has like floating eyes in the middle of her head for some reason, and it's not going to look good.
Well, I mean, how is that pulled off in Gacha then? I guess it's all to do with the outlines, because I go to Minecraft skins don't have like easy outlines.
There's outlines.
If they're HD skins, then you do, but
I don't have outlines with the at least 64-bit skins that do for Minecraft, that's going to be an issue. I mean, white hair for Doc's going to be a bit annoying to texture, because I don't want to. The problem with texturing white in Minecraft is if you go too dark, it makes the hair look gray. But if you or you don't do enough, and then it looks like the hair's a solid color, then it's like, this is a terrible situation. This is terrible design.
Terrible mortal life. Anyway,
and I'm not one of those people who is like, oh, I'm just going to use the texture tool and just drag it across, because I'm not a fan of that. It looks awful when you do texture tool.
Yes, I do recall you mentioning that in many episodes of 5 years later.
Yeah, I also have mentioned it. I think I mentioned it in relation to some of Josiah's skin. Like some of Josiah's skin is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna texture the outfits and just use slams the textures tool. It's like, oh, it's like, yeah, that's not that doesn't look great on the skin. Like, if you go to Clue 2, the original skin for what's his name, Andrew, the character I played, had the texture tool for his clothes and pants, and it looks awful.
I'm surprised that you agreed to use it then and didn't just try to redesign it yourself doing that in the interim.
I kind of just let him make it. He was like, "Here, I made you a skin." I was like, "Okay, I'll roll with this, I guess." I mean, it doesn't look good, but I'll roll with it.
That's kind of the me method. Hey Jacob, I made you an end card. Thanks. I don't know why I'm a cat in this, but I'll use it for the next 3 years.
Yeah, but like,
no one's gonna question it.
Like, Hera's gonna be really hard to do, and I'm kind of worried KW's gonna be like, Aiden, it doesn't look accurate to the Gacha character. It's like, yeah, I can't make it look accurate to the Gacha character, because if I do, it's not going to look good.
Well, have you like opposed this to KW? I know she's watching a movie right now, but you can
not
like,
yet.
drop her a message if that that's a possibility.
Not yet. I don't know. I mean, if she's around later, I'll message her when she's not busy, ideally.
When was Jacob a cat? Okay, so the reason that I was a cat in because this is my old end card, the one where I have like huge bug eyes. That's because that was Jay's old art style. He just made an end card one day. I was like, oh yeah, fine, I'll adapt this one, because the one beforehand was actually made by Cybo in like 2015. Yeah, whenever people like make me stuff, I like to use it, unless it's like unusable for some like lore reason or something. That's what I usually do. But yeah, in that particular case, the reason that I'm a cat there is because Jay also included me in some like old gacha videos, the same way people include me in their new ones sometimes. The problem is that back then, I was yet to make a gacha OC, which is part of the reason I did that for Gacha Review the first time. Because obviously I don't, show up and like narrate or use any of my own content usually. So at least not in Gacha anyway. So that was just not a thing. So
I'm stealing someone's white hair model off Skindex. Like someone has a white hair base, I'm stealing it. Anyways, keep
fantastic. Going. So as I was saying, the Yeah, this was still around the 2019 when we're in peak animal hybrid territory of the Gacha community. So that's why that's why I was designed as a cat that admittedly did look somewhat like actual me, but for some reason with like white tail and ears that did not match my hair, which is another thing that I question sometimes, but people sometimes favor that style. And because I had no other frame of reference, like, okay, well, whatever. But by the time that end card was made, I'd already designed my Gacha OC, but I guess because of the fact that it was so plain and simplistic, Jay just favored the version that he'd made already and just kept that one in the end card that I also did not have a say in the production of. Kind of sounds familiar, actually, people adding details to my OC without letting me know first. But yeah, there could be if been a cat though. That's the real question. To one person at one point in time, I did.
I mean, although I will say, if I was to prescribe any animal to you, I don't know if I would do a cat of all things. Like you don't really have an association with the cats, do you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
This is weirdly enough not the first time that question has been posed because in theater there's like a warm-up thing that we've done sometimes where it's animal imagery and you have to pick like different intensities levels of like an animal to add to supposedly to make different like stances and gaits for your for characterization purposes, but then ultimately that ends up going nowhere in most cases, unfortunately. Who has that? Nobody uses Jacob's discovery. Yeah, like again, one of the reasons I designed it the way that I did was because back before you had export codes, one of my big complaints was the fact that whenever I wanted to include something as OC in a video, I had to use like every single page, like Shorty, for example, or Mimi back then. That OC used like accessories from like almost every single page, and so it took forever to replicate. Fortunately enough, there was no adjust feature in Gacha Life yet, so I didn't have to bother with that detail.
Oh, that would have been horrible if there was no export codes and adjusting was a thing at the time.
Exactly. So because of that, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna make it easy for some people. And yeah, even when people try to like actually, like try to be as close as possible. I'm a Ghost Kitty, like used my scene like different videos. I was a character in Ghost Girl, but yet my hair was all droopy for some reason. Like my skin tone was darker than I'd already like assigned it, and it's like, by that point, Default Boy existed. Default Boy ruined my branding because it seemed like I was just being lazy with design, but back then I had to like actually like extract that stuff from like Kinnan or something. You need to stop joining when cat. This is like our summoning thing for you now, I suppose. Jacob and any pet would be like it wouldn't be a cat, it'd be a gecko. It's gecko guy. Okay, interesting. Fair enough. I do hate when flies are in my room, so I could use a reptile, I suppose. Anyway, Josh says he did voice identity for your Gacha OC. No further context provided, so we're going to move on from that. It's Blues Pops time. That was such a good game. Could we play it? I've noticed something more so in season 2 with Blues Pops is that instead of like opening up before they're about to do a certain activity, this is when they open up like after the activity is already completed. It's like, oh, that was a fun thing that we just did. Like last episode, they went to an amusement park. That amusement park was fun. Good thing no villain showed up. Oh no, a villain. Let's get isekai'd again. There was that kind of thing. So I'm noticing that pattern now.
I mean, it's probably being used just to like give an explanation of why the girls are hanging out outside of their superhero stuff, to be like, oh yeah, that's why we're all together, not because of plot convenience. We're all together because we just finished doing something.
I mean, do we really need that? Because like they're all friends, right? They're allowed to hang out without, providing justification to us.
But to be fair, even when you're friends with people, like you don't hang out with all your friends all together at once 24/7. Normally you may hang out with a handful at a time.
I guess Bond brings up, well, first of all, bad example of what you're trying to get at, but good reasoning. This is bad example is because for a show like this, yeah, you don't have to hang out with your friends all the time, but if you open up a scene where your friends are present, it is understood that you are currently watching one of those times. But anyway, So this is a good reasoning for what you were saying, actually, what Elizabeth doing here, because actually, yeah, Elizabeth makes less sense of being here because she has probably a bit more of a distance to travel and also, you know, tends to be, under most circumstances, around particularly like the other jazz pops outside the blues pops friendship circle. That's probably why, because as a I was gonna say it's a cameo appearance, but it's literally the creator's OC, so I don't know if that counts. As a director's cameo, I suppose it makes sense to be here, but still.
Also, they're all like in similar poses with similar facial expressions, and I don't like that. Like, you could vary their pose because I know there are limited sitting poses, but there are still multiple sitting poses you could do.
That's actually the reason that whenever I have like a group of people like sitting down, or used to be the case, Gacha Life 2 now fixed this, but whenever I had a group of people in the past sitting around, I would just try to like, you know, I use the same poses for them like casually, but like they'll be scattered around, like not everyone would be, you know, they're sitting in the exact same way because, you know, this happens. But that's also what I was making fun of in the thumbnail, by the way. There's like 4 me's. There was those 4 me's in the thumbnails because all I saw, whenever I like look at the thumbnails, like actually like, okay, how can I put myself in this thumbnail to make like a joke out of it? All I saw that time was just 2 people like in a bus queue or something. I was like, okay, fine, I am the bus queue now. That's what I was attempting.
I am the bus queue.
Yeah. Why the heck do 2 other people have noses? That was an anomaly, but what?
I think it's because they're from different series, therefore they're just ripped straight from the other series into here, maybe?
Not entirely. The reason that Eli has brought in the past, but it's for Earth Pop especially, was the fact that a lot of the OCs were designed by different people, which, given how similar they all end up being, was actually kind of a scary thought. But you know, I digress. But that's why, because they were like self-inserts from from people in friendship groups, and these ones that is still the case even at this point in the production of things.
Yeah, but they probably should have been definitely all adjusted to fit all the same art style. Like the whole like nose style, like it's either give people noses or don't give people noses. It's not, you know, because then that's when you start asking a question: how come some people have noses and some people don't? Is it just because other people are born without noses? Versus when no one has a nose, you just be like, oh, the nose just isn't a part of the art style, even though everyone canonically has a nose. Just you're not seeing the nose through the art style's lens of showing things. Or if everyone has a nose, it's like, oh, you're seeing it in this art style. In this specific art style, you actually get to see the nose.
Yeah, curiously enough, Elizabeth actually didn't used to have a nose in the early days of jazz pops. That was, I guess, you know, an older thing because, again, creator of the video. So that's a design alteration. So potentially, the reason that hasn't been like accounted for yet is because at this point Eli felt bad adjusting OCs made by different people. Which, can I say, as someone who has had to do that in the past, you know, it's
don't feel bad.
It's one of those things. You know, you gotta. It's like Marco's famous leech metaphor. You got to rip it off as quickly as possible. You know.
Don't feel bad.
But yeah. This is advice for Eli of the past, I'm pretty sure, because now Eli of the present uses just like purely original characters.
Also, the people have outlined black hair, which
again, I'm pretty sure we have talked about both the noses and the black hair in many other Gacha reviews of the Blues Pops and other pop series by Eli. And
well, it's still important to bring it up every once in a while, just to acknowledge it, because not everyone's seen every review.
No, that is true.
Viewers, you know.
Yeah. Although I'd be surprised if any. I guess depending on like whether or not this like makes, you know, waves or something in the algorithm, most people watching Blues Pops reviews will have seen at least one other one in the past. Depends on how this gets promoted. Well, the lack of hexes and face accessories. Again, different people, and none of them thought to do that, I suppose. So, you know, we have not, you know, that there aren't enough Emilys in the world giving people leaves in their hair all the time.
Everyone looks like they fell in a bush in Emily series sometimes. Like, oop, I fell in a bush. There's a leaf in my hair.
Yeah, pretty much. Surprised that none of her like D&D characters have had leaves in their hair yet. I don't think.
I don't think so.
Lumina's too sophisticated for that.
Although mostly she's going for like cute witch characters most of the time. To be fair, in her series, so maybe she's like, oh, they don't need a leaf in their hair. They need to look like Little Witch Academia.
Have leaves?
They need to look like Little Witch Academia 24/7. It's fine.
I feel like a big part of like most lore around witches is their connection to nature. I feel like it makes sense in some cases. Not Lumina though; she's too sophisticated and highbrow for that. But like any of the others.
To be fair, getting a leaf in your hair is one thing, but keeping a leaf in your hair is another thing. Yes, there's just a leaf in my hair. Which is a little bit weird, you know.
Yeah, never bothered Emily in the past, but what can I say?
Jessica, how many last games of Among Us do we have to play? Wait, what? How many of
last games? As in, like she's requested like one last game multiple times by this point.
Oh, how many last games of Among Us do we have to play? I don't know. You can just leave, Jen. No one wants you, Jen. Screw you, Jen. Go home. Kidding.
Wow.
Bullying Jen.
Xena was in one thing reason his head on personality difference. It made no sense. It was Jock was your sign chain season 2. Well, the thing is that with Secrets of the Plex, particularly, most of that, all of it takes place indoors. So as far as like natural leaves in hair would not work. Artificial ones, I suppose, like a leaf, like accessory.
I guess a fake leaf clip in your hair, maybe.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. Anyway, although then again, most like accessories serve to turn people opaque in Secrets of the Plex. So maybe that wasn't required. How are you playing without phones? Good question. Is it? I'm pretty sure it's like it's available on like other devices too. But yeah, none of them have like either like console controllers or anything. So yeah, you would think not.
Maybe they put down all their consoles and stuff to charge. All right before this.
Yeah, and then they sat back down again and said, "Wow, that was one fun game. Can we play again?" It's like, no, we're all charging our phones right now. We can't. Yeah, Candace has been replicated. Host who does not have it. Okay, I have no excuse for that. All right then. You can never play too much Among Us.
This is where the faces actually would be coming really handy.
Yeah. Also, I think this is meant to be Jessica from Disco Pops, who may or may not be retconned out of existence in the near future.
Oh.
Yeah. What? Please, can we play again? Please, with the cherry on top. I put them out again, so me take them out again. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, just open up with them like on their phones, playing a game of Among Us, and then that will be all the context we need. No dialogue, no, confusing thing, no justification to why they're there. Makes sense. Anyway, that's Jessie looks very different. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure Johnny redesigned her a couple of times out of firstly peer pressure from some of us reviewers, but secondly because it was a rival series. So yeah. Well, the movie is about to start, so I don't think there'll be enough time. We might miss the first part. Oh, guys, Maddie just get Bond noises. She's been on screen the whole time, okay?
Oh, I forgot Maddie. Did Maddie ever get taken out of these series? Or is she still in these series?
Well, as I explained not 5 minutes ago, Eli now only tends to use original characters and not based on real people anymore, which obviously works way better. But so even if there were a possibility of self-inserts being included, there's a very high chance Maddie would not be one of them. But you didn't think it was the same until she spoke. That was the giveaway. Okay. Oh, all right then. As long as we play around afterward.
Oh my god.
Now, who brought the popcorn? I'm hungry. Oh, okay. Ghosty wants to be let into. It's just the same people from yesterday.
Minus
the same order. So far.
And minus KW.
Also, so
KW
far.
is in the beginning. So far.
Well, KW is actually watching a movie right now, so it's very fitting for this.
Caca.
On edge already, can't you tell? Okay.
misread that. I made her Winnie the Pooh. Oh bother.
Yeah.
I made her Winnie. Maddie's Winnie the Pooh. Oh god. Oh bother. I want some honey, and I want it in like a jar with a cross.
A jar with a cross.
I don't need to make sure it's like a holy honey. Oh bother.
That sounds like an expression that like Winnie the Pooh would say. Holy honey.
Holy honey.
Okay, here we go.
Anyway, sorry I'm late. I was editing a specific clip.
Yes.
I saw, but you sent me the clip right before the stream started.
Like, I'm making a Gacha version of that clip. But I didn't
okay, fair
realize
enough.
you could literally hear me hit the floor with my entire whole ass body.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. Yeah, you could.
Also,
So I guess you need a sound effect for that or something. Oh, no, you don't need a sound effect. It's part of the video. You need like a rumble effect or something.
but I accidentally scanned Bud. I'm sorry. I just came in because I wasn't watching this stream, but I was a little occupied.
I think what scared Bon was more so the fact that it actually was the same Maddie and that he was joking before that, and that's why, you know, oh, he was on the edge because of the jump scare. Okay, now I get it.
Let me in!
Mm-hmm.
Let me in. Let me in.
This is not a dance. Rick and Morty reference.
Yes, but it's well, I was gonna say it was "Let Me Out" before, so I was
Let
like,
me
anyway,
in.
never mind.
Let me in. I don't know, man.
Something
This
tells me
is
it
a
has
dance.
to do. It has nothing to do with the Russian from yesterday. I promise. I
Wasn't
say
Russia.
while having my fingers tied behind my back.
But on the off chance, stay tuned on Ghost News channel and make sure I have notifications on for when that video comes out. You know. All right.
Anyways, I'll turn the TV on now.
But anyway, yeah, hello, hi. Sorry, I skipped.
Okay,
So I guess they weren't
you.
playing with consoles. I guess they weren't playing consoles because if they were playing with consoles, they had the TV switched on already.
Listen, Bon, I know you don't believe me.
No, wait. Imagine she turns on a TV. She's like, "Oh my god, is that a trans person? Ah, I'm scared." Gets out her cross.
I feel like we're definitely reaching for all the Maddie jokes right now.
Oh, I'm making fun of her. She's the worst.
Yeah, like okay. Admittedly, in my head I did go, "Oh bother, trans people," but I didn't say. I was like, you know, you already made something by that point. It's like we covered our bases here.
Like we've covered our bases, except for one.
Oh, that's the news. Can you change the channel? I mean, honestly, sometimes you know you'll have like a news break or like a bit of like an FYI thing, if the FYI daily for some reason, right before a movie starts. So this actually isn't that uncommon. It probably is the same channel that you would need for this movie. Considering that they're turning on TV to watch a live movie, they probably are already on the channel or intend to change it. So this dialogue is redundant. We can all see it's the news as well. What? No, it's about Artemis! Breaking news! The goddess Artemis has been spotted! Along with the entirety of, like,
the Greek pantheon.
Why are you here, Artemis?
We're on the hunt for the Caledonian boar. Yes, it's revived again. We're doing it the second time, but this time it doesn't require 100 people. It requires just my huntresses. That's how it goes. Anyways, oh, there's a sighting? Alright, I gotta go now. Artemis, everyone! Back to you in the studio.
What?
Yeah.
Artemis.
Oh, NASA brings people back on the moon. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, and it's called that. Okay, I like that because obviously, like, most of the space shuttles that were like designed to be for moon landing or training purposes were called Apollo. So now this one's Artemis. Okay, I get it now. All right.
Okay,
that's cool.
I'm just gonna say one thing. You are aware there is like a second position to the eyes, right? So you can actually have them looking towards the screen instead of staring ominously at each other.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because that should have happened like when the TV switched on, because it was off already for some reason. But yeah. They're launching the first mission very soon. It's unmanned, though. I like how we had a perfectly viable news report to tell us all of this, but yet instead we're going to have somebody else edition it, even though you had a natural reason in-universe that you were introduced. That sounds interesting. Do they play Among Us up in space? I mean, the game is set in space, so they could, in theory.
I mean, yeah, but like, I feel like that wouldn't be very mentally healthy. Being like, oh yeah, let's play a game about one of us being a weird alien pretending to be one of our friends. Yeah, let's play that in space where we all may
Honestly,
die.
I don't discard like sometime in the distant future, if YouTube happens to still exist by this point, that
Among Us is like a scary video to watch on space.
Like, that somebody out there will make like a real life Among Us game in a space station of some kind.
Oh my god, that's gonna be Mr. Beast if he.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, okay, yeah. If Mr. Beast does like go under and beats all the allegations, maybe he'll like make a zero gravity thing or something and do a real life Among Us. But I mean, the trend has already kind of died down for at this point, so I'm not sure if he would be up for that one. He's more of a guaranteed success, let's say. What if the movie we're about to watch was Apollo 13? That would be very fitting if it was a space-themed movie and it happened to also a space-themed movie and news reports, or not watch, as the case may be, because they're talking over it right now. But whatever. Refers all ominously staring at us. Well, I mean, we're where the TV is, so I mean, it would be scary, but it would be like logical. People out of space, inside space, probably make us feel sick. It's like watching Titanic on a cruise. I mean, yeah. Oh, you head out of space anyway? Oh. You said true before when I said space was cool. Oh, okay then.
Yeah, space is cool.
Honestly,
I reckon there's going to be like a space like a space themed FNAF game at some point. They're going to open up a franchise in space for some people.
There was already a FNAF space game.
There you go. It's bound to happen.
Technically one of those whimsical arcade types.
In the words of Guy who didn't like musicals, it's inevitable.
Space makes me feel sick. That's just G-force, Spawn. You get used to that. You train up for that.
Honestly, I could never go to space. I would just get too much anxiety up there. I'd be like, nope, I don't want to be in space anymore. I'm gonna have a panic attack, and I'm gonna run out of oxygen. And I'm gonna suffocate. Not great.
Yeah, fittingly enough, I watched a movie about like the moon landing training, actually, which is where speaking of the whole Apollo thing, I suppose. And yeah, there was some even like scarier concept as far as things that can happen in space that they because it was like a decently old movie, they kind of like recreated like practically for the most part, so it kind of like affects you a lot more. But anyway, I think I'm raising I have claustrophobia. Oh, you just have the same realization that Carly had in that one episode. Which is, I don't think is how panic attacks work, but anyway. I doubt it. Oh, okay, there we go. Actual news. Here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Amber reporting.
Like Amber Alert?
If you can hear me over the music. Disney already did that joke with an Amber character. I'm gonna turn it down. We've just got breaking news straight from NASA authorities themselves. And if you turn down the volume of the music, you'll be able to hear me say it. Everyone thought it, anyway. NASA have been preparing to get back to the moon with their missions called Artemis. Which would be a huge revelation if it weren't for the fact that Eli explained this a few minutes ago to the audience. Why can't we just do it here? It makes more sense.
matches the snowflake and your lady's back hair aligned not with the back of her head. Wait a minute.
Breaking news! My adjustment feature has been skewed a little. Set to return humans back on lunar surface. Despite the fact that we just said the ship was unmanned, NASA just announced a controversial move. We have a reporter live at Kennedy Space Center in Florida.
Ugh, Florida. Gross.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure this looks like BB, but actually isn't.
Why is there a cat boy here?
Because Feeding Like a Moon Visit is the name of the video, so yeah. Interesting Mark, seems like Captain Mark just fly out the ship into outer space, making me feel upset in the stomach. I mean, yeah, I suppose I do remember some of those. I'm here with NASA officials Leonardo and Katrina.
Is one of the NASA officials a cat boy?
I know. I guess mutants are taking over now. They've helped make a decision become a reality. What? Okay, interesting way of phrasing that, but not inaccurate, to be honest. Most people look alike, have a nose, but no one else does. What are the rules? I don't know, because that depends on like, who designed the new characters too.
Is there a design philosophy though? I don't know if there's a design philosophy.
The design philosophy is that
there is no philosophy.
The design philosophy is whenever a new design is received, it will stay the same unless the original creator changes it. No one else has any sway over this, including the director.
The creator, even the creator themselves, doesn't have a choice.
Yeah. What made you decide to send cats to the moon? Oh, that's why it was unmanned, but not uncat. That's not a phrase. Anyway.
Isn't that like animal cruelty?
Well, I mean, we've sent monkeys into space before, so it's on the same level, I suppose. Well, it was an easy decision, really. You see, we've already started sending monkeys, which, because they have a similar physiology to humans, and therefore allows better testing, and cats have none of those advantages, and are, harder to domesticate in that regard. So really, it was a no-brainer, of course. Animals should have the opportunity to explore unknown worlds. So this
animal rights activists.
This is his political agenda.
Sending literal animals with no supervision into space is a good idea. I don't think animal rights activists would want that. I think they would be against that. But what do I know?
Animals should have the right to be the subject of science experiments. Oh wait, they already are. They already are.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If it's a ship only full of cats, then how are they supposed to get back from the moon if it's...
Maybe it's remote controlled?
Okay, well, yeah. I think the ship is meant to be remote controlled. However, the cats themselves aren't. So if you let the cats out into, on the surface of the moon for any reason, they're not coming back. That's the real issue.
Well, yeah, but did you make baby cat suits or baby little space suits for cats?
I would imagine so, unless you want them to suffocate or
I don't know.
Have their bodies explode due to the change in air pressure. I'm pretty sure they would have thought to do that step.
I mean,
imagine there's someone in NASA headquarters, but their entire job for half a year was to make a spacesuit for cats.
Crazy cat ladies deserve to bring all their cats to space, is all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, that means they have to train up the cat ladies themselves. You're tripping the French in me, I'm warning you. Well, I wouldn't be able to predict that, I suppose.
Bon, we need to go to the basement of NASA and steal some cat space suits.
Just take the design of Astro Cat, and you'll be fine. The move is very controversial and has sparked many debates.
Like animal cruelty,
like animal efficacy. Yes.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, people always say that stuff like, "Oh, yeah, this move is controversial." It's about many debates. It's like, well, I mean, a lot of the stuff you say is controversial. People know that people can guess that it's controversial. If they couldn't guess, they probably wouldn't be, or shouldn't be, I should rather say. Anyway, some say that it's cool to send them up and that it's very dangerous.
Yes, it is dangerous.
What are the dangers? Other than a bunch of cats going into space.
Oh, without
all of the
human.
obvious things. Yeah.
What? No, I can't see how this is dangerous at all. I think this is very safe for the cats.
Oh no! There's an oxygen fault. We need to train them up into open the emergency hatch to the escape pods. But wait, they don't have thumbs. Oh no, they're doomed. One of those. One of the things.
Backwards hand? Where?
Yeah, I'm not seeing it this time, unless it's the microphone. But yeah, I don't think so. There are absolutely zero dangers whatsoever in a space operation. No one is buying that.
I was about to say, that is very incorrect of you.
What do you mean? Space is safer than even being on Earth, man. Obviously. It's so safe.
Of course,
Like, you go into space. Do you worry you're gonna get shot in space? No. Do you worry that you're going to get hate crimes in space? No. Therefore, it's safe.
Of course, no other dangers that exist in the world that would be, worth considering other than those specific two that you just mentioned.
Exactly. Therefore, space is safe.
Oh, so, hey, Jacob.
You Toys R Us's leftover stock because no one's buying it. Sorry, Ghosty, you were gonna say something.
No, I was actually gonna say, does anyone have BB's Gacha code for her Sona?
I have the oh wait, that's on my other computer. On my other computer, I have BB as Charlie Morningstar, which she apparently says she prefers that outfit, so I just kept her in that one. So on my old device, I'll have a. Oh wait, no, you need that now. Don't need to work on the video. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, can't help you.
Do you need my Gacha Sona?
No, I already have yours. I just need BB's.
Yeah.
You have my beautiful
Zero
name.
danger? What? Unless they've re-upgraded technology, I don't think that's true. Even if they upgrade the technology, there's always a chance of failure with these things. Even for humans, there's danger going up to space.
Yeah, there's always.
Is it just because those NASA people look familiar? I feel like you recognize. I would hope you recognize a Catboy and blue-haired lady that seem to not look like they belong anywhere near a space program. I've upgraded tech. What? Oh, right, because I was gonna say that was just in the video, but fine. Now apparently I've incurred Bond's wrath. You will know his wrath all too quickly. I don't know. Leo and Cancer, the iconic villain duo.
But why are Leo and Cancer sending cats into... Oh, because Leo. I get it now.
What, does he hate cats?
Well, he is part cat. He was the cat boy. Anyway,
Yeah,
now that
but-
you mention it, they do. Wait, I think it's Leo. That explains the cat part.
Since there's since they're sitting all in the same position, staring off into space, I
And they're
can't
not
take any
changing
of them seriously.
poses, and when they and they all have the same open mouth and they talk, and
some of them are still like smiling, despite the fact that we've just like invite the possibility that there's like 2 villains infiltrating one of the largest like one of the largest space companies in the world. You know, you think they'd be a
Jessica,
bit more concerned
Jen,
about that.
Jessica, Jen, Anne, and Sophia. Like, what are you guys on about?
they're just on drugs, man. They're on
And
Doc's
like,
drugs.
I was about to say, with those vacant expressions staring off into space while looking vaguely happy, I would believe it.
But I don't know who that other one is. Oh, I bet it's Cancer.
Why would you just look at someone and assume, oh yes, Cancer?
I think because Leo and Cancer, if they're an iconic duo, as Iris is explaining here, then they're probably frequently seen together. So that's, I guess, you know, safe bet, I suppose. Guess they got back together or something. Did they?
Wait, did they break up?
I was just thinking, yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I don't remember that episode. I don't remember them being together in the first place in that way. Unless that was like a behind the scenes, you know, that we don't get too much into the villains' personal lives. So maybe, you know, you think that 1 or 2 would have like a dating life or something. Don't know what conte means, unfortunately, so I can't really as the what like the entire verb like falls apart there for me. Okay, so if I continue reading your mind, then they'll see we'll see that your local angry French person will will come for you, and believe me when I say he won't leave you alone ever. I feel like I was close there. Anyway, Leo has a girlfriend. He had a girlfriend at one point, at least. Yeah, from way back before we were separated.
What?
As in, like, during season 1, I guess. Like, you know, before they were separated, as in, like, you know, the whole cruise thing. Well, I'm stopping them before they put any cats in danger.
Wait, why would they want to put cats in danger? Leo's part cat.
Well, they're saying that there's no danger to them, but I'm pretty sure everyone knows that they're either lying or just heavily delusional.
I'm going with the delusional.
Either way, cats are likely to get hurt, even if their intention is not to put them in danger, because they're launched them into space. Jazz Pops can't be defeated. I guess we have to go then. Let's save those cats. Also, we never found out what movie they're going to watch. Maybe it was a space movie. Oh, there's empty Pops doing this again. Ah, okay. So I guess this is the gardening area of the NASA facility, I guess. All right, sure.
Okay.
Unless they decided to immediately, like, walk away from the live interview and decide, you know what?
We'll go sit in the park for a bit.
Yeah, let's go into the park. Let's have some fun with the tree and the slightly smaller tree that look exactly the same.
Mm-hmm. So I just say, do you believe that this stupid technology from NASA has no problems? Angry French person has fewer problems than this. You should at least be, I think, careful. Again, I'm really trying here. Anyway,
the French is too powerful. I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the French has overpowered me. It's been too long. Take of those disguises. Take of those disguises. It's like the Last Supper. Take of this bread. It is my body, or something. Anyway, we know who you are. I think they're in the exact same like order as they were during like the movie dates. I think they're in the exact same positions. They've just been like, I guess maybe like lowered down a little bit, but like they're in the same bus queue. Anyway,
oh fine. ...
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, so right now, I'm saying how Leo's freckles are on his face without nose or ears. Well, I mean, he's got his cat ears. I think that counts. Oh, sorry, no, sorry, that's not Lunette. Sorry, that's his glasses. Never mind. Sorry, his glasses are on his face without his nose or ears holding them up. Sorry, my bad. I saw lunettes and I thought of like lunares, which would be spots in Spanish. That was my bad. Anyway. Well, never mind. He doesn't need them anymore. He doesn't need them anymore.
So wait, your disguise was just glasses?
You say that like you haven't argued for Clark Kent multiple times. How did you know it was us?
Have I argued for Clark Kent? I don't know if
I thought you had.
I don't think I've argued for Clark Kent. I mean, granted, there are aspects of it I can see people falling for, but I don't think I've argued for him at any point.
Yeah.
But
I guess in this case as well, people aren't super familiar with Leo as a villain. I'm not sure how much media presence any of the Zodiacs have gotten, because the most like public disturbances that they've created, I think, were like Castor and Pollux way back in the day, but that was also like during like heists or something, so they meant to leave no traces. So not really sure actually. This is boosted up by some jazz pops. Yeah, there's some jazz pops, disco pops, just like a full mix here. So
they're like Skittles.
I guess because we needed cameos naturally. Like every single episode of any pop series must have cameos from other pop series. They don't stand alone anymore.
I don't know. I don't get why not just make like a single pop series if you're just gonna keep crossing over pop series anyways.
Yeah, that is true. Like part of the idea of like doing like the separation of them is so you can have the different rosters for the most part.
Yeah, and you could actually focus on the. I don't know. Like I find it weird having crossovers 24/7. It's like,
all right.
Without that being the gimmick.
Yeah, that's also an issue with Johnny. Like every single
crossover pops
time there's a new pop series, like, oh well, this is this person from this person who's like giving like a rite of passage as well. So it's a persisting issue to some degree. I mean, the fact that Ballet Pops is set in the past, it probably would have had like that same issue as well, but I can't confirm that.
My largest issue though with it is the fact that with the constant retcons, reboots, changing of designs and stuff, and like the weird and like the lack of communication between the creators who are constantly crossing over their series, it gets really confusing. And I like, if you're going to do crossovers, you gotta.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Ballet Pops did have a crossover, didn't they? With
you have to communicate with the people you're crossing over with.
Like
constant communication.
Most of the time, I'm pretty sure they did that. Most of the time, I'm pretty sure they did, and nowadays they do, especially because they have a server. But back in the day, I'm pretty sure they all like talked about these things, at least in comment sections. However, Treat Pop did like cross that line recently.
Yeah,
not being involved in that part.
I remember Treat Pop. Like, I don't think Eli knew until Treat Pop said it in the comments of a Gacha review.
Which honestly, just as well that like the Gacha review exists, because I feel like now the pop series and Gacha review have become like intrinsically tied to one another. So the fact that that's worked out, I mean, it clearly saved a bunch of things to some extent.
Like I somehow became a part of the Butter Crew by proxy because I met Aiden for an interview on accident, is what it feels like.
I mean, I suppose, yeah, it wasn't. Your thing was less to do with Gacha review or with Minecraft Adventures, but
if I hadn't met Aiden, through that Horror House edition, I would have never met you, who got a really terrible logo from me. Sorry, by the way.
Through Her Eyes logo was good. Wait, are we referencing? I think that's Through Her Eyes.
Yeah, pretty sure it's Through Her Eyes. Even if it weren't, it was like a 3-episode miniseries, not the end of the world.
I like Through Her Eyes logo, man.
Does that mean I'm a pop?
You're not a pop. Oh God, I don't want.
People have asked me about Pouty Pops recently. I was going to say I was not planning to put anyone's self-inserts in there, but if you want a pop that's based on you, I can make that happen.
I mean, if you want to make one based on me, well, why not? I don't know.
I thought you said Lowena for a second. You said lol, why not? Took me a second.
Lowena.
No, I did actually decide like all of the I have very little of Pouty Pops right now, but what I do have is a list of the main characters, half of one of the songs, and I think the opening scene.
Wait, I
have
think
decided like what the main character is gonna be.
Bon, why did you have to point that out to me? Now I can't unsee it.
Shape change with transforms. I mean, if you want to point out stuff that you're not going to be able to unsee, Elizabeth has a nose, but Ebony Pop, her transform state, seems to have that missing now.
Her nose fell off mid transformation.
No, it's part of the transformation. Like during the actual like anime sequence or something, it was like see like or something. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Also, Bon has just recently realized that Jess here, the orange pop, is indeed a recognized character. I did say before that was Jess from Disco Pops, but that might have been that might have been like missed. But yes, that is that is the daughter of Adrianette, or potentially might have been Adrian and Chloe at the time, because I remember that like Johnny for some time made that be the reasoning. I'm not sure if that coincides with the time frame that this video was published in. Not that it ever comes up, but it's just, I wonder what the intent for Jess was at this particular moment. I don't know. All right. The disguises weren't very good. Hey, it fools several people. But what are you doing here, Blues Pops and
other pops?
Whoever the heck you are. Yeah. Weirdos. Oh, we don't have that old like sound effect that you have in like all of Eli's old stuff and Johnny's.
What is that sound effect?
There are more pops? I'm not sure.
Yes, honey. There are lots of pops.
There are too many.
There are too many.
Like
oh my god, it's like ponies. We need a pop genocide.
Like if
gotta kill them all.
No, let's not kill them all. I was going to.
Aiden's just becoming Thanos now, just trying to like do population control by force.
Oh my god! Wait, that'd be such a good villain motivation in a pop series. Hey, there are too many pops. I want to kill like over half of them to like help population control.
Yeah, they said that Infinity War was the most ambitious crossover. No, the most ambitious crossover is getting a bunch of internet people to coordinate on lending their characters for the ultimate final battle where half of them don't survive.
I was about
doing
to
the
say,
same thing with Gacha people. That's the ambitious crossover right there.
I was about to say, what would my pop's name be?
Depressed pop.
Like
I was gonna go with Spectral Pop on account of your name being Ghosty.
Or Tipsy Pop, and considering how many times
your
drunk
powers
during
would
these
be
reviews.
Yeah, your power would be temporary intangibility.
Temporary intangibility and the ability to just touch someone and get them really, really drunk.
Okay, sure. There you go. Oh, that works.
I just realized that I just so
called?
happened
French pops. Pops, probably not though. Oh, right. So you're asking. So that was a question asked for Bon. Okay, but I got a request to read that out. I know why I got a request to read that out, but now it just seems more suspicious. French pops, I mean, would work. British pops is going to be a thing soon, apparently. So French pops, that can exist. Why not? Spanish pops. Ooh. Anyway. You could have told me. Well, I just did tell you, and that's also why I joined Star Tribe. Ah, okay, maybe Leo and Aiden share a Thanos-esque ideology, apparently, regarding the pops.
Yes.
Anyways, this is pointless.
Let's massacre the pops.
Mm-hmm. We weren't doing anything apart from standing here. Where the setting is always mildly cloudy. No, that's Twilight pops. Wrong setting. Where is Twilight set again? I can't remember exactly. Anyway. Yes, you can go now. Bye! Really? Yeah, there's 8 of them. Oh, okay. Actual change of pose. Fair enough.
Nothing at all.
I'm noticing a thing here that that Leo and Cancer move way more than the pops do, and I think the reason behind that is because the more characters on screen, the more demotivated like Eli and also like anyone in general becomes to make them all have dynamic movement. As much as be like, oh, okay, I just need to like focus on these two.
Why don't you okay, so 2 major solutions you could do. A, have less pops characters in an episode or scene. Okay. You know,
yes, definitely.
You know, or I don't know, have them get separated early on the scene and have them like split apart into multiple backgrounds. I don't know. Maybe say the cat guy runs away and the girl runs the other way, and the pops have to split in half. There, bam, less characters on screen at that point. Easily movement.
Yeah, not to spoil the show itself, but I do know that we recently wrote a combat scene that was reminiscent of that exact idea. I won't say for what, but we did do that.
A show.
Then why did we? Yeah. Then why did we see you being interviewed on TV?
The music is so sad. Why?
Trying to send cats to we're sending cats to space. There we go. That's why it's sad. Also, the more time they spend talking here, the more chance they're just gonna like launch the rockets already. Because I mean, it's not like they have to be there to like announce the countdown. Because they helped with make the decision. They weren't the responsible ones. That's just like NASA in general, I think. So, why like they really should be wasting their time here. Or alternatively, some of them waste their time here, get the monologue done out of the way. And then that way you have less characters. The other ones can be, you know, trying to stop the actual launch. No, there must have been some other people you saw. Our same disguises. How come people with the exact same disguise as you then? That's what I was saying.
Also, the sad. Also, I think this scene's meant to be comedic, but I hate how this music is sad. So it's either. Also, why are we spending most of this episode with just dialogue? Well, the problem is we're spending most of this episode with uninteresting dialogue.
Most Pops episodes around this time featured mainly dialogue scenes.
Yeah, but
honestly, like, that is somewhat like the source material because they also talk a lot and then don't really fight too much.
Mainly dialogue scenes can work if you actually try to give interesting dialogue reactions or something. Try something.
I also realized something on top of that. Safari Pop just doesn't care about any of this. She's smiling away right now and just living her best life, I guess.
Like, to be honest, I think Safari Pop definitely got her hands on some of Harvey's weed.
Man, I love these.
I was wondering why I seemed low this week.
Like, Safari Pop hasn't said anything, and she's just been smiling, except for one moment in the last scene.
Sorting algorithms. That feels like a metaphor for something. She's sorting algorithms. Anyway.
Coincidence, maybe. Oh my god! You got caught! Please, hurry up!
Okay, fine, it was us. But why do you want to send cats to land on the moon? Meanwhile, like, the spaceship is, like, halfway up into the stratosphere by this point. You know what? You know, actually, I want to do an edit of this video actually, where we're just like see if there's like over the top of this in like a corner somewhere, we just like have like, you know, like rocket cam or something. We just see the rocket like launching into space while they're having this conversation.
And then the Safari Pop just still smiling.
Yeah. Just in our mind palace. There are so many reasons. First, this mission is even landing on the moon. How do you know that? Second, cats haven't been in space for years. Only one cat has ever been up.
Wait, is that actually
the fact
a thing?
Yeah. Well, what? It seems like it. I mean, it doesn't shock me too much that, like, you know, they were to send, like, you know, living creatures into space. Like a lot of you know, I get not to bring up the Russians again, I suppose, 2 streams in a row. But yes, Russia did do like a lot. Well, USSR, I suppose. The USSR did a lot of like space launches because you know, it was part of the space race, and they won most things apart from the moon landing specifically. Everything else was like them first.
Felicity was a stray Parisian cat that became the first feline launched into space October 18th, 1963 as part of the French space program.
Oh,
she was one of 14 cats trained for spaceflight.
There you go.
The cat had electrodes implanted in their skull to monitor their neurological activity through the flight. During the flight, electrical impulses were applied to the brain and legs to stimulate a response. The capsule was recovered 13 minutes after the rocket was ignited. Most of the data of the missions were of good quality, and Felicity survived the flight but was euthanized 2 months later.
Oh. Dang.
For the examination of her brain.
That's sad.
Yeah. I guess they wanted to keep finding more data. I mean, that feels way too that feels excessive. But
yeah, the French cat died.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
Wow. All right. But I guess that mission did have like the objective of monitoring brain activity, and now they've done that. They don't need to replicate it because they have the results. So that's probably why they don't need to send more cats up into space, because what else are they going to do, I suppose?
So while going into space, there are 3 Gs of pressure or something.
I thought it was more, honestly, but maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, you could say over 3 Gs of pressure. You know, there. You
cover
maybe your bases.
It is 3 Gs. I said I thought it was more, but maybe I'm wrong. That's what I was saying. Bear in mind, again, this is the, you know, the self-insert of the creator of the video saying this information, which probably means that Eli has looked into this. That's a lot of pressure, and that's just for a human. Imagine what an animal would feel.
Like, to be honest, she survived the space flight, though.
Yeah, the one cat for sure. But yeah, I guess it depends, like, because obviously for like astronauts, part of what they do, of course, is G-force training. Like, they have to become accustomed to G-force before, you know, being like physically viable to send into space in the first place. So that's already like a requirement. But, you know, on top of that, you know, I guess you could train up a cat to do that, and you would have thought that might have been already a thing they would have done by this stage. If they're about to launch the cats into space, they most likely train them up, even if they think there are 0 dangers. But also, I wonder how they managed to convince, you know, the NAS people of that. Must have a real high charisma stat or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Try not to pass out challenge.
I think Eli said she had a space phase when she was younger. I can't remember though. That answers one of Bond's questions from the very beginning of the stream, actually, which is fair. I mean, I had multiple space phases, so I can understand that completely. In fact, an idea that I had for Pouty Pops is actually they have missions off planet quite frequently because, you know, honestly, Earth is kind of covered for the most part. Anyway, fourth, I have no idea how NASA would actually allow cats back in space. It wasn't their mission the first time, so they don't have a final say over that. They probably don't want another Apollo 1 incident, and I don't either.
I love how throughout this episode, the main pop who gets all the attention is literally the main creator's self-insert, who isn't even a main cast member of this series. It's like, instead of the blues pops dealing with this, being the ones primarily taking charge, no, it's the main creator self-interest, main creator,
self-insert, yeah,
who belongs to a completely different pop series, you know, which is kind of sad and funny at the same time. It's like, I thought it's the blues pop, not Ebony Pop, the series.
Yeah.
Just make Ebony Pop the series. Meanwhile, I'm thinking...
I was about to say, hey, you know, there should be like a solo pop, but then I realized that, True Pop and Trust Pop is close to that.
Oh, no.
We'll make a good one.
Yeah, because then you can cross over with any people and that would be justified. I mean, yeah, okay.
Oh no!
Maybe one day NASA will send cats back into space, but definitely not. What?
She looks so disinterested.
No, now Safari Pop is frowning. She was smiling before.
Oh. Why she really wanted to see cats in space.
I think Eli must have noticed. like, oh wait, no, she's by this whole time. Oh dear, I gotta go back and change that.
But now it makes it seem like, oh yeah, cats in space is a bad idea. Oh, I'm sad now. So drugs wore off.
Oh yes, cats in space. Hey, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. You're right. It is a bad idea.
Again. I don't want your cats to be in danger. I'm sure you feel the same. I'm sure you feel the same based on the evidence that you clearly don't think about the dangers of this and that you volunteered them for this mission. Clearly, you must feel the same. I'm sure of it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Please don't tell me the way to defeat the villains, convincing them not to send cats into space, and they're like, oh, okay, we're done now. Bye. It's like, oh.
Please understand. No, those things you said are nonsense. Who cares if space is dangerous and it's blah, blah, blah.
What? You just said space wasn't dangerous.
And be in the record books.
Guinness
will have to return my calls.
Now if the cats will die in space travel, I don't know if you could get two people who killed cats the fastest.
I don't know, but I think France has already beaten you to it.
Well, they didn't die in space. They died on Earth after surviving space.
Emily does have a point, though.
Oh my god.
Oh, it is work.
No,
my cat be harmed.
They're like my
This is why they broke
sisters.
up. This is why they broke up, clearly. This was a mistake, I guess, getting back together. Maybe we can try something else fun with cats. Something less dangerous. Like sending them underwater. Do you have a submarine?
Hey, you know that submarine controlled by the rich people? We should send them in that.
The one submarine controlled by rich people. Yes, the singular one. Anyway.
The specific one that sunk. I mean, what?
The singular one.
The game controller one. The game controller one.
Oh, okay, that probably was a singular one.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
action
fine.
whatsoever. This is a very standard thing. To some extent, the source material kind of like shied away from action towards like the middle portions, because sometimes they would have like at the very least, like, you know, they'll have like a couple of blasts towards each other, use their powers at some point in some fights, but then eventually they kind of got bored with that, just had them sing all the time. And just get straight to that particular point, and that's what thwarted the villain's plans. Yeah, and in the case of
They didn't even
this series,
sing here. They just lightly convinced them.
yes, in the case of like the Gacha series particularly, because I mean, again, Johnny also had this issue to some extent. Also, you know, Treat Pop, etc. I think Nor also, but it's been a while. Yeah, most of them have this issue of like shying from action because they just want to dialogue instead. And I'm pretty sure it's the same reason that the source material has effects. They want to save on the effects budget because people most likely don't want to use the gacha effects too much because they're mostly just like applied to an actual person who can't really like, you know, send too many like different types of blasts or something at people. Then again, then Eli did do that with MS Paint previously, so I don't know. But also, you know, because like action, as far as like choreographing that stuff will you know, takes up a lot more logistically speaking, so it's saved for very rare occasions, like the Cast and Police heist that I brought earlier. It should be called negotiation pops. So yeah, it's not exclusively a problem here, but it is like a recurring thing in all of the series up until ballet pops again, because ballet pops at least like had them, you know, that let's had them like run, there's like different environments or something. It had like, you know, an action feel to it, even if there wasn't like so many like punches or blasts or you know, powers exchanged.
Here's the thing: even if there isn't going to be full on like action, you can still try something. Maybe have some running, have the characters run at them.
That's
and
what I
face
just
off.
said. I just said that's what I did in ballet pops.
Well, yeah. But like for this, God, there's so many missed opportunities. Oh, what if there's a moment where they ran up to a NASA scientist and be like, "You can't send the cats up there; they'll die." And then they'll be like, "Oh man, they'll die. We're stopping the launch." There.
Why didn't we think of that before?
I mean, it's stupid, but you know what? At least it's better than.
It feels like the source material too. The line about like there being no dangers also kind of feels like a line that Tele TV would have come up with. So at least that part is, you know, accurately adapted. But yes, like that, like I ultimately, yeah, what you said before, of like, what was the same idea that I had of like they split up and some of them at least will go and will be able to go and stop the launch. The ideal thing here would be that they can stall the villains via dialogue or through implied action if you cut back and forth to something. You don't want to just like show it.
Oh yeah, like
but also on top of that, you have reduced characters on screen per time, so they have more ease of movement.
Plus, it also gives a chance for one other pop to actually have a prevalent role with stopping a villain. We've only had the main character self-insert, or not main character, the creator self-insert be the only one who actually does anything in this scene.
I'm just imagining now, like Ebony Pop giving the exact same speech, but in this instead of like back and forth, like she gives the speech of being like pummeled into submission or something. Like there's only been one cat that's gone to into space before. NASA wouldn't send it again. Not right now. There may come a day where that happens, but today is not.
There may come a day when the clouds decide.
Yes, I heard it the moment I said it. I heard it when I said it.
Your mind's playing different, I don't think. When you're grounded like so poor and you're craving something more. When normality's ashore, then it's up to you to spread your wings. 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 Wings.
Wings. Wings. Wings.
Yeah, get out of the system. Yep.
Okay. To be honest, it's not in my system. I just don't like how Aiden sings.
Wings. Wow. Wow.
I mean, it's more enthusiastic than the original version. He put more enthusiasm into it here than he did during the first cover of it, or the first release, I suppose. Technically, mine was the cover. Thinking Aragorn speech. Yeah, it's not the day. Yeah, apparently that was like also taken from like one of the King Henrys. It was adapted from there. Like it wasn't actually in the book. Weirdly enough. Anyway, let's go find something else then.
You're just gonna let them
Are
escape?
they gonna forget to take? They're gonna forget to take the cats out of the rocket ship.
I mean,
Yeah,
the title.
You've got to take the cats with you.
But here's the thing:
Not that time.
the title is actually pretty good. If they actually, but maybe if the rocket was being launched and the pops had to like teleport to like space to grab the rocket to like kind of like fly it down or something. I don't know, or to like teleport.
I want to
rocket.
see the moon. I want to see the moon.
Jacob has a thing for space.
But well, I've had many space bases, like I've said. Glad that turned out all right. I hope they won't do anything else dangerous.
Well,
No,
you kind of let them go, which I always
they literally just said, "Let's go find something else." So yes, they are going to do something else. I didn't know space was that dangerous, Ebony. Didn't you really?
Did you not go to school?
I was going to say, but both her parents have been to space at some point, multiple times.
So
again,
I'm
depending on whether or
taking
not this is the Chloe part of the arc, but
She
one of her
either-
parents at least.
She didn't go to school or watch the Magic School Bus as a kid.
Well, I think she was
remember
probably,
that.
like, not
remember
the-
that.
She's not the
time,
correct generation for the Magic School Bus, but yeah, going to school. She definitely
Remember
should.
that time Arnold literally took off his helmet in space and became ice cubes. It was like, if
Weirdly
you
enough,
won't
I
leave,
didn't actually watch
then,
that episode, but I remember
that moment was like,
I
Arnold,
saw the film theory.
Arnold tried to freeze himself to death, man. He tried to get himself
I mean,
killed.
He really wanted out.
He was really annoyed at his cousin, who looked like a gingerbread version of him.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I give Janet leeway because they're related, so they would look at least somewhat similar. A bit too similar in their case. But
I mean, you can at least give them unique clothing. But I'm pretty sure she was wearing very similar clothing to Arnold in the episode too. So
that is also true.
Like, if you gave her at least a different outfit, it works. But giving her pretty much the same outfit, not really.
Yeah. That's just something I did for for twin characters particularly.
Yeah, but you changed the color at least. You changed the color of Liam and Brian specifically.
Well, I changed the color of their eyes. I changed the outfits entirely that they have. They wear different types of outfits to each other. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. I don't think I've actually portrayed like any like cousin characters. Actually, I should do that. Maybe I make a couple of the Pouty Pops cousins. I'll consider it. I forgot like what I have a list of like what.
Wait. One of them is named Gwen. One of the cousins is named Gwen.
Too obvious. But also yeah. Also, I just read something as well. I think one of the characters actually was I did talk to Eli about this at some point, but I guess I'll just get a quick reminder before I sign off on it entirely. But there was an episode where there was an episode of Jazz Pop Season 2 where they went to the Great Avalonian Hotel, where they met like Majesty's cousin, who very clearly seemed to would be like a valuable asset to any team, but they don't consider her at all. I think she had like some sort of like desire for. According to Jazz Pop Season 2, yes, she does. In canon, like the source material, no, but yeah. So I was thinking, because like during that episode, I'm pretty sure I made this joke in the video, but I thought to myself, welcome to the Hotel Avalonia. So I thought, okay, let's that's already a parody, so we'll put that in somewhere. So that's why I was thinking that character, is someone's cousin, and I was thinking of having her in the Pouty Pops. Anyway. You forgot one dangerous part. I mean, there's multiple dangerous parts. Like, what are you talking about? Did I? Well, I guess I forgot about the sun radiation and the crazy temperatures. Or lack thereof. No, not that.
The lack of food?
The vacuum, The lack of... oh, you forgot that... oh, right, because this is the whole Among Us thing, yeah. You know what I just realized as well? It actually makes sense for Jess to be the one who's obsessed with Among Us because pretty sure that, you know, she's Johnny's character and Johnny keeps calling people sus in videos. So actually that kind of tracks. Seriously, they could come at any moment and kill you. Then hurry up already. We need some action in this. Oh, Groove. What? Yeah, I was going to say, classic bounce pop doesn't have the same ring to it. Always have to think about Among Us. If anyone's an imposter, it's Safari. They already dealt with an imposter. The Blues Pops had Azure Pop for some time. And that was like the whole like reveal at the end. So, you know, Safari's in the clear, at least. Let's go home. We probably missed quite a bit of the movie by now.
What
Yeah,
movie?
because we stood around and talked for way too long. That's your own fault there. Good idea. And just like that, we don't go to space.
I don't like this
gaslit.
episode. This episode.
Me neither.
Annoying.
I feel gaslit. I feel deceived.
This episode was boring, and there wasn't much going on, and there was potential, but
Did we not see like the moon? Not only did not pay a visit, not even gonna go to space, but we didn't even see like apart from Leo,
we didn't see a rocket or anything.
We didn't see a cat. Cats were the whole subject of the episode, and they don't appear once. They're just talked about. It is quite literally tell, don't show.
This whole episode was just them talking, and their poses were boring, and their mouths were boring, and they weren't even saying anything interesting half the time.
They then teleported, and they stood and talked, and that was the end. Yeah.
Like, I mean,
They also talked about this like new like launch mission or something before the news report was about to give the exact same information that they were gonna have to sit through regardless. So not only was there too much talking, but it also repeated itself a lot. There's some good space facts in there, but you know what would be better than, you know, giving us a bunch of space facts? Space! And there are like a few. There's like a couple of space backgrounds in Gacha. And again, Eli's used them in the past, because we had like a whole episode about them in space before. So, you know, it's not impossible.
They like go to space, they teleport to space, and then like try to stop the rocket, and like they like grab onto the rocket and then like go inside and like steer the rocket back down to Earth, and then talk to potentially the villains, be like, hey yo, don't send cats to space. That's a bad idea. The cats almost died. Yeah. There.
And you know something that is also worth considering. Since like, you know, everything in space is so distant from each other, you know, it wouldn't like change like relatively to them, even if they're traveling at high velocity. And because there's no wind resistance, you don't have to bother with like motion lines, because you can travel at any velocity in space and it will look and feel exactly the same. You also won't decelerate, which is another terrifying thing about space, but that's beside the point. So actually, if you want to portray an action sequence of them like in a basic thing in space, you actually have an excuse not to put in the usual amount of effort needed for a high-speed chase of some kind. And on top of that, this is one thing that most sci-fi films don't account for, is the fact that, I mean, this is because, like, obviously showmanship, but technically speaking, you don't have to put any sound effects in there, because there's no sound travel in space. So you could, in theory, if you need to like show like any like sort of like, you know, blasts or impacts or anything in a space battle, you can just mute everything and you have a perfect excuse to not put sounds on there. So actually there are some like, you know, efficient ways to do space material, you know, even at this stage of Eli. Modern day Eli would be able to do most of this stuff and wouldn't have to, you know, would put the motion lines in anyway, because it's, you know, showmanship. But, you know, technically possible. I set up this cat pun counter for nothing. Yeah, we didn't even make any cat puns as like a joke in this, because there were no cats. It wasn't worth it.
It's a catastrophe.
Okay, I take it back. It was apparently worth it. I mentioned Astro Cat at one point. Even then, I didn't decide to do the impression. It was too much.
This sucks.
I thought you were like gearing up for another cat pun there, just like, well, milady, this sucks. I'll bring my A game material to this.
This video was not the cat's meow.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah.
I am making something though. If you could please give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, finally something worth it in this whole stream.
You know how Sapphire Pop spent the entire time, just high.
What
Just...
did you edit her with like weed smoke around her?
Did you put like did you like zoom into her and have like a Kenny G soundtrack or something?
Yeah, you'll see in a second. I'm just trying to get this zoom correct.
No.
But it's taking.
Is it gonna get Jacob copyrighted?
I mean, the Kenny G thing was a joke. I think that's like the actual thing.
I'm just
overlay sorting algorithms.
Overlay sorting algorithms. I'm not sure what overlay sorting algorithms means, to be honest.
As in like, you know like those like you know like
the numbers
like
and
the maths
stuff.
calculation things that you're flying somewhere. That's basically that. Yeah.
I just like the idea of her being on drugs. I think it's funny. Like,
of course you do, because like half of your humor in the past couple of weeks has been drugs related.
What? No.
It's definitely been a recurring theme as of late. But okay, yeah. I mean, also, yeah. I guess we've done all our final thoughts. Apart from the fact, I guess one thing we'd be to remind people that yeah, this was definitely the Ebony Pop show and nothing to do with Blues Pops. The Blues Pops themselves should probably have done like most of the Blues Pops themselves could have been like you know A Team if they went off on their separate missions and such. I think ultimately when you're at like a beginner level of gacha stuff, the way to like go beyond your limits at that point is usually to find like efficient ways, because that's what people say about like art styles. Art styles ultimately are born from people solving problems in a specific way to them. So, but and I think like gacha editing is kind of similar as well, because the ways that we've all learned to edit specifically has either come from, like in the case of Ghosty, previous training, in my case, in the moment training, and in Aiden's case, a lot of the time, Aiden as most of the time has been in the past, has gone with the method of efficient ways around certain problems, depending on like how, because sometimes they where they work on as one thing, but the fact that they exist at all. That's what I like to see in videos of like this particular stage.
I mean, yeah, but is this really beginning of Eli's channel?
No, because it's not. But I just
I was about to be like, I mean, we're on season 2. I don't know what came out around this time, but we already had like season 1 of Blues Pops, and
yeah, we're season 1 of Blues Pops and 1 and 2 of Jazz Pops.
I mean, it's just kind of disappointing that we're this deep into like
and 3,
Eli making like making videos with characters, and it still kind of looks like this. Like there hasn't been a proper evolution yet.
Yeah, although the interesting thing about Eli specifically is that yes, a lot of the production value stagnates for quite some time, and then out of nowhere, she goes to film school, and suddenly it like skyrockets to now like everyone's favorite pop series.
Ballet Pops is best pop series, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, and that did come from like, okay, now that she knows what she's doing, I suppose. So I guess in this case, yeah, if Eli had sort out like solution to other problems in the past, maybe dealing like what I did, for example, versus the idea of like, oh, well, if I've got these problems, I'm not going to try and do this thing. I'm just going to like remove the action. For the sake of consistency and keeping a channel active, I can understand from that perspective. But I mean, clearly the results speak for themselves as far as like the performance of Ballet Pops in general. People are willing to wait much longer for an episode release. And yeah. I mean, I can personally attest to that as well for my own stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, which, by the way, when is Ballet Pop Season 2 starting, huh?
You're asking the wrong person.
I need to know. Very important.
I think there is like an announcement of some kind that Eli has made, but I forgot what it said. Because again, I'm one of those people who's like, well, when this comes out, it comes out, and I'll watch and review it. But I'm not I'm not like losing sleep over the idea that it's not out yet. Put it that way.
Well, I'm not losing sleep. I'm just wondering because it's been like a 6 months, 7 months. I don't know.
I'm actually not sure.
I don't know. It feels like it's been several months since, like, over 6 months.
Oh, well, it has. It's been several months. But I don't know if it's been 7 or 8, but it's been several for sure. But oh well, there's plenty more Eli Pops content to go around for us, especially if we review it once every 4 weeks, apparently, which is what the gap that we've had so far. Yeah, we'll do another one of these maybe in like a week's time, so we can rotate. I'm thinking like the stuff that I'm doing now. I'm gonna like rotate within the week. So sometime soon we're due for another I forgot what was next, but whatever we did last week, we're due for another one soon. Ghosty, how's that thing going? I've stalled.
Good. But
right.
I cannot send it to Discord since I don't have Nitro anymore. L.
Big L.
Oh, okay. I mean, you can send it on email. Email.
Yep. I didn't even think about that. Thank you, Jacob.
Yeah. See, this is how we became friends accidentally, because like we talked for a bit, and then I'd and then I realized from I won't say what Ghosty's email address actually is, but it was something that was like, oh wait a minute, no way.
It was referencing a TV show you both like, which well, I like now, but I didn't know about it at the time until you mentioned it.
Yeah. Well, one of the things was like, oh wait a minute, I actually have not talked to a single like human soul that's into this thing as well.
Here we are going
in such a long
all
time
that we love. If we give what we got, we'll make it through. Here
like
we
when
are.
I sent Jacob my first email, I felt compelled to explain the reason why I had it. It's because I was 13. I was really into Code Lyoko, and I was typing in my first email address. So I was like, "Oh, I really like this show. Why don't we just make it my email address?" And for some reason, it is the longest Gmail.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? There's one Gmail address that I know of that is longer than that one, but yeah, yours is definitely up there in the list.
Someone named Fredboy156 is here.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, we watched a lot of Fredboy content like a long time ago, actually. It's been a hot minute for sure. I think it's been years actually. Welcome back.
Anyway, Jacob, I have sent it to you through your email.
Okay. But yeah, as far as Code goes for me, yeah, it was like a huge phenomenon in Spain, and still my second favorite show of all time. But yeah, because like after moving from Spain, didn't have a single human soul to talk about it for like nearly a decade. I was like, oh wait a minute, no way. Here we go. Oh, interesting. Average girl, not MOV. Okay.
Not your average girl.
This is your average girl. It's called Average Girl, so I think it is. Okay, hold on. Is this copyrighted?
I haven't seen it. Like, no, I was gonna say
Okay.
I haven't seen it claimed before when it was uploaded on other videos, so I'm guessing not.
Okay.
I mean, you can always cut it out. So,
VOD watchers, if you see this, if you see like if it's muted in the future, you know why.
the weed leaf.
And the brownies. Yo.
Look at it.
Man. Yeah. Is that an
Also,
intro for a TV show?
Her eyes turn red over the course of the video, by the way.
They have a red tint now.
I mean, I was gonna say that. Let me just go back for a bit. Are you sure about that? I don't know if it's if there's the screen share here or something, but I don't see that.
Look, they're slightly red. That's like a light red tint. I see it.
I was gonna say, doesn't red look brown to Ghosty anyway?
Yeah, her eyes are like brown to me anyway, but I went and added a light white, red, pink-ish. I tried my hardest. I tried my best.
I like it. It's great.
Alright then. Oh, like on the pink. Oh, I see a pink tint on the sclera now. Yeah, that's fair.
You should.
Even for Harvey at some point.
You should upload this clip on your channel, Ghosty.
Probably not.
I mean, along with I was gonna say along with the other one. I think did you upload like the ebony pop one? I think you made that one too, didn't you? Or was that not you? I guess Ebony Pop made up for lost time there. All the time she spent frozen in place. She was granted a reprieve this episode to, rant about space. Ah, well, it all evens out, but
You're right. Instead it was Safari Pop. Who knows what she was doing the whole episode?
We're gonna get a Safari Pop related episode next time or something. Get a finale of Bonsai Bakery for next time. Actually, next time is supposed to be the Yu-Gi-Oh KW's new Yu-Gi-Oh video, episode 3 of whatever that series was called, Shadow Jewels or something.
She loves shadows.
That is true, yeah, because I've like Legend of Zelda Shadows Rule or something like that. I also know she likes actual Shadow from Sonic the Hedgehog too.
Oh.
I have experimented with that one before, obviously. Yeah, so yeah, yeah.
You tormented me last stream, and now it's KW's turn next stream.
It is usually KW's turn, but yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I was going to do that video today, but KW was like watching a movie, so yeah, just recorded. That's like okay, next tomorrow, and then maybe the day after there's a series that Aiden went to show me that I actually knew about already, but I haven't reviewed yet, and we might do that one because we don't want to do a Questionizing Sun reactions as characters, so we might do that in the future.
I mean, if possible, we could. What if we used our PNGs? Or
I was thinking that too, actually. Yeah, because we can quite easily import them onto virtual cameras. I think, if you want to still use like screen out the same way, rather than OBS. But yeah, so at some point we'll fit Bonsai Bakery in there. If I'm going to like the weekly rotation thing, it might not be for some time, but I don't remember that I didn't finish that one actually. I thought I finished all of Bonsai Bakery, but good to know that I still have got one more left. Still got the still have to find the origin of the gem and all that's other stuff. But for now, it's time to leave. I've got some more mac and cheese waiting for me. So please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. If you haven't done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.